Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story. Now, I do want to give you a couple of warnings before we do get into our next story. It does contain talk of forced marriage and parental abandonment. And it is a story we have covered in the past, but it's got a fair bit of new information in there and updates as well. Bloody onion ninjas were out in this one, let me tell you. And it's from Young Dad Sucks, who says, I, 16 male, have a 4-month-old daughter. Ex-girlfriend wants to go to college and I'm worried. Before anyone says anything, yes, I knew about condoms. I was just dumb. Story time. My parents divorced when I was 10, but lived primarily with my mum. Tiffany's 16 parents are together. When our parents found out she was pregnant, her parents kicked her out and my mum kicked me out. So now we live with my dad. During the pregnancy, my dad took my mum to court and got primary sole custody. I know what this means because I had to go to court for my daughter. He sued Tiffany's parents for legal guardianship and they now pay child support for her, and they are pissed and refuse to talk to us. I am in my bedroom and my daughter is in her bedroom. My ex is in the guest room that is now hers. My dad made a deal with us. We live with him until 18 with no rent payment. At 18, we need to decide what it is we do. I wasn't really that good in school and Tiffany is an A student. So I took my GED and my dad got me into welding school. I finished in 2 months. I also work full time, so I do welding school at night. Tiffany goes to school and works on the weekends at Wendy's. This whole thing is a huge ordeal. We literally have no life. My dad helps, but not that much because he feels it's our responsibility, which I agree, but still sucks. I work 6 a.m. till 3 p.m. at a warehouse and go to school from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tiffany is home by 2:30 and picks up our daughter from daycare. We help each other a lot, then I head off to school and she stays with her at home until I get home and do it all over again, day after day. When our daughter was born, my dad made us go to court. We're 50-50 and I don't pay child support because she lives with us. Because I work full time, I can get healthcare for my daughter and myself. And that sucks. It cost me $300 a month and daycare is $400 a week. Literally, Tiffany works just so we can pay for daycare and I pay for everything else. When we are short of cash, my dad will help because he sees we are trying. My dad has been our rock. When we are tired and exhausted, he will step in and give us a break here and there. But he makes sure we have everything we need and keeps us motivated. Tiffany wants to apply to college soon and I am worried because I don't want to keep living with her and I don't think I can keep our daughter full time as a welder working 12-hour shifts. But she says she will start at community college and work, but wants to stay with us living together since it's easier. Since I will be working, it will be best for us to stay with my dad. But my dad said at 18 we have to pay rent. She doesn't mind, but I don't want to keep living with her because we aren't together. I'm unsure how to tell her this. My dad thinks she should just stay with us as long as she is a full-time student to finish her degree because I'm already getting my career. I just feel that this is all unfair because the burden is on me. I guess I'm ranting because I'm scared and unsure of what all this means. Edit. I guess my thing about her living with us is that we are more like siblings now. We get along and joke and stuff, but since she is my ex, I feel weirded out by it. Maybe I need to take a breather since everyone is saying it's a good thing. Also, I needed to hear it from other people and not just my dad, and he is pretty solid. And I should thank him, maybe take him for dinner or something. Second edit. My dad isn't kicking us out at 18, but he wants us to be realistic to the world and pay bills. The money he gets from Tiffany's parents, he just gives to her. She is saving up money for a car and uses other money for specific foods and clothes. Before I became a dad, my dad always wanted me to live with him at 18 and figure it out and stay with him and save money to buy a house. When he found out I was going to be a dad, he wasn't mad but disappointed and said everything has to change. He is also paying for my welding school of $20,000 and he bought me my car, but I do have to pay my own insurance. He does help as long as he sees we are trying and not being lazy. When school recently started, he took my daughter to daycare every morning and helped Tiffany with a routine to get schoolwork done. And a final edit. I have to get to class now. Tiffany wants to be a nurse or PA, but the college told her nursing school is hard to get into and it's best to have a high school diploma, which is why she's still in high school and working the weekends. But someone mentioned a dual thing for community college and we will look into that. So we couldn't get daycare assistance because we are minors, and they used my dad's salary. The funny thing is, I can't open a checking account for myself because I am a minor, but the bank allowed me to open a children's account for my daughter because I am her parent. Lol. The irony. I read every single comment, and it's given me a different point of view. And I guess college seemed so far, and I was counting years, but it's not really that bad. She's like a sister now. And those who ask, I doubt we will be back together. Honestly, I'm not thinking about anything like that right now. I'm too tired to think of a relationship or that type of future. Wow, whenever we get stories that come up with young parents, I always try to cast my mind back to when I was 16 and I could barely look after myself at that moment in time. And I think with OP's situation, that I'm not sure if this is right or not, but it feels to me like they're in the best possible place they could be at the moment. They got a very, very supportive dad, which just sounds absolutely amazing. He sounds like he's really helping them and, whilst letting them be responsible at the same time. If you're going to be lazy, I'm not going to help you. Simple as that, really. But he's trying to give them breaks and taking the child to daycare and helping Tiffany with a routine to get the schoolwork done and stuff like that. Sounds like an absolutely wonderful person. And I just really think that OP and Tiffany are in the best possible place at the moment. Like you said, you can save, you can plan, you can get your shit together until you're 18. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think like you said, your dad isn't going to just kick you out or anything like that. I get a feeling that he's going to help you with that transition period. He's not just going to cast you out if you can't pay rent or anything like that. I'm sure he's going to help you. He sounds absolutely wonderful in this. Crikey, what's that got me tearing up? Come on, Mark, sort yourself out. Anyway, OP did update the post and they said, I don't know why I feel like I need to update, but here it goes. Tiff and my dad went to school and were able to get her enrolled in college courses because of her grades. She won't graduate high school way too fast, but she will have enough to finish high school hours by next December, so 6 months early. She reapplied for assistance and we got a voucher for daycare, so now it's $50 a week. She quit her job so she can focus on school, but she doesn't start college until spring, so that's cool, it gives her some time. She still wants to be a nurse, so that's cool too. I got a new job that pays more as a forklift operator and will give me an internship for welding, which I won't be able to start until November or December until I finish my classes. Then I have to do a 2-month internship, but they are paying me really good. And I started Monday. My dad and I had a long talk about my fears and he reassured me that it's okay to be scared, but we have a game plan. He's fixing up the basement to make 2 bedrooms and a living room like a little apartment because he said Tiff and I will need space as we grow. He wants me to buy the house when I am 18, like he did with his parents, and he will help me pay it as long as Tiff gets to stay and she finishes college, then let her make her own choice. We all agreed this is the best option, and we're all really much happier now. I guess I just needed to let it out. Tiff and I are great well-being parents. It is hard, but it's been good now that we feel a bit more secure. My mum and Tiff's parents still haven't spoken to us because we aren't married, which does make me sad, but it's okay, we have my dad. Tiff's grandparents bought a car and said that's all they can do for her and to not contact them again until we are married. The car needs some work, but I'm going to pay for it to fix it up. It needs brakes, suspension, and some regular maintenance. My dad finally told me what all happened and I didn't know, but it made me open my eyes to all of this. My dad met my mum in high school too, and they were together and got caught kissing. Since my mum's family are Baptist, they forced my dad to marry her. I didn't know in Missouri parents can marry their kids at 15, which is why my dad has been so protective. They were going to marry Tiff and I because she was pregnant, and when my dad stepped in, they couldn't do it. My mum and Tiff's dad went and got a license for us and were going to marry us in their church. I guess I wouldn't have minded marrying Tiff, but I would rather do it later. But yeah, that's why they aren't talking to us. My dad did say if that happened, he would have helped us get it annulled, but we have no intentions of speaking to them right now. He explained that Tiff is stuck, and while I might be afraid, she is even more afraid because she has no one, and I need to reassure her we are here for her as a family. I guess I couldn't see it that way, and it's good that I talked to him. I hugged my dad and have been hugging him every day now, and it's nice it's made us closer. All of this information made me pretty sad and grateful at the same time, and it helped Tiff and I really start talking more. Like we talked, but we didn't talk, and I didn't know she was scared too. We are now doing days for us to be kids, as my dad says. So we both go and hang out with our friends who still talk to us at least once a week, and Tiff and I do a lot of stuff on the weekends now that she doesn't work, like taking Jelly to the park and going for walks, and we did a pumpkin patch. Jelly seems to be happier too, and Tiff doesn't seem as tired anymore. Anyway, thanks everyone for the help, tips and encouragement. I doubt I will update again and just lurk for parenting advice. Edit, just want to say thanks for thinking I am a great dad, but I don't believe it just yet. I depend a lot on my dad to help me. Tiff and I are trying. We do take parenting classes that offer us a lot of advice, and we have made friends there, which is nice. But I don't think we could be this prepared without my dad. Also, Tiff is on WIC, and we take parenting and co-parenting classes. It's my dad's rules. So in the comments of this one, OP updates and says, holy crap guys, I finally logged into Reddit and had tons of messages. I found this post. I honestly just didn't expect this. I might as well make an update. Well, Tiff and I are 18 now. I first made my post 2 years ago, and Jelly is 2 years old as well. My dad is doing really good now. He finally has a girlfriend, and of course, he met her at Tiff's community college. She is an admissions counselor. Tiff is in CC for nursing and killing it. She will have her associates in nursing and then head over for her bachelor's at some point, but yeah, she's doing really good. I'm a welder now, and I make pretty good money. Tiff and I are back together. We started dating again this New Year's when she kissed me, and it just felt right. But she made it very clear we are dating, so she is in the basement, which we fixed up, and I am in my room upstairs. And she makes me text her if it's okay to come over. It's just a funny thing we do. Yeah, I'm going to marry her. We go to family counseling 4 times a month, 2 weeks virtual and 2 weeks in office because of our schedule. We found that this helps us, like it's couples counseling, but not. I'm not the best communicator, and this has helped me with stressful times with Tiff and Jelly. I feel like I aged the past 2 years. I definitely don't feel 18. I feel a bit older. Jelly is the most happiest kid, and she literally lights up her room. And I honestly just can't imagine not being in her life every second of the day. She loves Pa. That's what she calls my dad. She has him wrapped around his finger. He literally spoils her all the time. I really love being a dad to her. I love taking naps with her and how she is just a daddy's girl. She is literally my shadow. It drives Tiff crazy, but she is also really happy. We do go out on dates to like dinner and movies sometimes, and sometimes we just sit in the car and talk and laugh. Mostly laugh. My dad has changed a lot, and us 4 are really, really close, and he is so much happier. And I think his girlfriend makes him happy, like made him alive again. He's always doing some weird teaching moments, like if Tiff is irritated and walks away, he will just say, well, an irritated woman tends to shop to get her mind off things. Can you afford that? Lol. So yeah, he's constantly with his little comments. I haven't spoken to my mother at all, and I have no intentions of doing so. Tiff's parents did come back and try to build a relationship with her, but they always made her feel like shit, so she cut contact with them. My dad still wants us to buy the house, and I told him we have no plans on ever moving out. I told him I will buy the house when either I am 30 or when Tiff and I get married, and she said not until she graduates and gets a job. So no wedding bells for at least another 2 years. If you ask Tiff, she says she doesn't plan on getting married until she is 28, so it might be longer. And there was another small section in the comments where Opie quoted a section and said Dad explained that Tiff is stuck. And while I might be afraid, she is even more afraid because she has no one. I need to reassure her we are here for her as a family. And then continues, most excellent dad. To be honest, this was the statement that made me wake up. At the time, I just saw everything as a burden. I lived off of adrenaline, and honestly, the moment she said she was pregnant until I made that post, everything was a blur. I was scared and just really confused about life. I was tired and I couldn't think. Everything was a fog. Tiff and I talked a lot about how, regardless of whatever happens in our future, she is my family. We are a family. Being 16, I wanted to just be with my family. My mum walked away and it was just me and my dad and a baby and now a girlfriend. I know that sounds selfish, but that is how I was thinking and really overwhelmed. With therapy and my dad, it really helped me. I wouldn't say get over, but really find my own voice and be myself and actually use my words. I just bottled everything in, and when my dad said that, it really did break through to me. But OP added a new post and says, which was titled, "My dad's girlfriend is pregnant. My dad doesn't know, and she doesn't know he is going to propose. And I'm so happy, and I need to get it off my chest before I explode and accidentally tell them." OP says, "My dad, 38, has been trusting me to not spill the beans that he is going to propose to his girlfriend, 33, let's call her Kay, on his birthday in 2 weeks. I helped pick up the ring when it was ready, and I've been hiding it for a month. But Kay spent the weekend with us and was acting very moody. I don't want to make it sound bad because it is not, but she usually is an early riser and very bubbly, but this weekend she seemed very tired and different. I heard my dad yell down to the basement, "We will be back." I yelled back, "Okay." I went upstairs to get some snacks out of the bedroom and went into the guest bathroom, not thinking anything about the door being closed, and she was there staring at a pregnancy test. We locked eyes and I immediately shut the door. I waited for her to come out or say something, but then I heard her crying, and I knocked and opened the door, and she looked at me and said she's pregnant and started sobbing. My first reaction was to yell for joy, and then reality hit. I'm 18 and my dad will be starting over, and I have a daughter, and my dad is a grandpa already. She asked me to keep it a secret, and she believes she's about 9 weeks pregnant. She would have to check, but yeah, I'm finally going to be a big brother. I can't tell him, and I can't tell her of the all-around great news. I told her to wait until his birthday because he would love it. I know my dad, he's going to be ecstatic, but probably scared, but definitely excited. My dad has helped me become a pretty good father, and even a good partner to my girlfriend. He's an awesome dad and grandpa. Now we both get to be dads together. Can't wait to tell him. Did you check the baby's diaper? Lol. Sorry, I had to get this off my chest. I can't tell my girlfriend, my dad, or my future stepmom. Edit. Let's clear the air. She is happy to be pregnant and overwhelmed. She was sobbing because she didn't think it could happen because she was with her ex for 6 years and never got pregnant. Also, yes, I am 18, almost 19, with a 2.5-year-old daughter, and my girlfriend and I live in the basement of my dad's house. Small update. I survived dinner and Kay brought up a baby, and my dad laughed saying, "Oh man, that would be awesome, but it's not in our cards." This is because Kay believed she couldn't have babies, and mentioned maybe adoption or more grandkids. Side note, you will have to wait a long time for more grandkids. I learned my lesson. We discussed my dad's b-day, and Kay's mum is going to make his favorite dish, enchiladas. And it's going to be at the house after we convince my dad to have a small party with Kay's parents and siblings, plus and a few of his close friends. She thinks she's going to surprise him, and he is thinking he won by having her family here. I feel like this is going so well, and I will update everyone when it happens, but I do appreciate the forum to express myself. I'm not on Reddit very often, as I'm switching from 410s to second shift and in training of second shift stuff. And then the last selection of comments which OP responds to. Someone says, "Please, please, please come back in 2 weeks so we can all scream in happiness with you again." OP responded saying, "I think I'm going to have to work overtime a lot the next couple of weeks, or like limit contact, because I can't stop smiling and my heart is pounding. I just hope she waits until his birthday because I don't want her to think he is proposing because she is pregnant. I don't know why that is a thought of mine. Like, I just want them to be happy and surprised together. Someone suggests that she waits, but don't tell her why." OP responded saying, "Oh yeah, I word vomited when she said she's pregnant. He would think this is the best birthday present ever." She just smiled and hugged me. Now that we are texting, I'm just saying she has to wait. His birthday is literally 2 weeks from today, and he took the day off. He always does. I told her to go to the doctors first to make sure everything is okay. Get an ultrasound and frame and all that. I just know we are all going to be crying and hugging, and more than likely he's going to play punch me about keeping secrets. The commenter says this is wonderful, but why was she crying? Was she not happy about the pregnancy test results? Were those worry tears, happy tears? I truly wish the best for you and your dad, and hopefully future stepmom. Ruby says, "So thank you for reminding me. I've been texting her from the basement. She is really happy, and they were happy tears, and she just wasn't expecting it. It's her first, so she is overwhelmed. I am too, so I didn't think to ask." Another commenter says, "This is all just wonderful news. So much fun to know something so big planned on both sides. But it's almost painful not being able to say anything. But now your dad won't be the only one to give a surprise." And OP says, "Yeah, you have no idea. Like the proposal, I feel like my girlfriend and I knew it was coming. So when he told me he was going to propose to Kay, I was excited and hugged him. When he asked me not to say anything, I damn near cried from the pressure. How can he ask me to not say anything for 6 weeks? I can't lie. I start to stutter and get nervous. Now this? How am I supposed to answer to my dad when he asks at dinner tonight, how was our day? Me, uneventful. I might as well just say I don't feel good and hide in my room. I gotta say, Opie did have me a little worried there when they said they walked in. I saw the pregnancy test and, you know, she was in tears, and I thought, but Opie was excited at the same time. And I was thinking, oh my word, what if she didn't want children? And Opie seemed really excited about it at the same time. I thought, oh no, this could end badly. But I'm glad it was sort of like surprise tears that she's happy with it, etc. And I really look forward to that update. And I can't get over how wonderful the father is in this story. You know, he wasn't overwhelming them with support. He made sure that they were educating themselves, working at the same time to pay for themselves, but supported where needed. He gave them time away to socialize themselves, to have a bit of a break, and educate them on the next steps in their life, and make a game plan for them all to move forward in the future. Absolutely blown away by this guy. I can't help but feel with someone like that in your corner growing up, even though they've had a troubled time in the past, things will always be brighter. The way he looked after Tiff as well is just, oh man, I'm amazed. And obviously I'm not trying to take away from this absolutely lovely story, but it just, as I was reading it, it just gave me a little flashback of my dad when he was with us, bless him, and we were younger, and the area that we lived in. Some families didn't have a father figure in their life, and I can always remember them coming to my dad, you know, to help fix their bike, to help make a wooden sword. I can always remember outside my house, my dad was making wooden swords. I mean, we had some bruised fingers from those things. So I'm not sure it's the greatest move, but absolutely made our day, made their day. He must have made about 10 of these wooden swords. He was out there all day crafting them for us kids. And as we grew up and we all went our separate ways, they would still come back to knock on my dad's door because he lived in the same place. When he was with us, he lived in the same place. Say hi to him, give him a hug, all this sort of stuff. So this story brought back some wonderful memories for me as well. But what about you guys? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And just a huge thank you to everyone for joining us today, getting involved in the stories. I know your time is super important. I know I say it a lot, but I can never get over that you're sat there listening to these videos, these podcasts or whatever, spending like 20 minutes, sometimes twice a day, getting involved and commenting and all that kind of stuff. You know, amazing. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.
Yeah, man, I remember being so naive when life was good, weather and palm trees. Back in the day, you were everything I need. But then along came a time when you crushed my dreams. Oh yeah, you played me like a fool when you made me believe that the line between love wasn't thick enough to read. Oh yeah, you see we in despair, crime everywhere. You're selling false hope cause you just don't care. Nah, you just don't care. Nah, you just don't care. You just don't. Still selling false hope cause you just don't care. House, field. If we talking to a uniform, who the real? You know we in the deep south, so let's keep it real. This is what they used to mob, lynch, drag, and kill. I never made the party cause I felt the paper bags. Gotta get this money cause you know I never had it. I'm feeling like